I was just making sure it was going to the cloud, not to the desktop, so we can get that nice Brady Bunch recording.
Uh-oh.
How's everybody's week been?
Good. So far, for me anyway.
Good.
Okay. Plan. Let's see. Oh, is it that? There it is.
So where were you earlier, Scott, that you were in amongst a bunch of noise?
Oh, I was out at the place I go and sell my jewelry. And so it's literally right off a highway. So it's a highway noise constantly. So
Yeah.
you can't have a phone conversation out there. But I enjoyed Jim's meeting. I got a bit out of it. So good stuff.
Yeah.
Where were you? Somewhere inside and warm, I imagine.
Yeah.
God
Even though
knows
it's
you're
like,
not going to be outside.
well, you know, in Fahrenheit, it was probably about 28 today. So was the high.
Yeah, that's not too bad. That's not too bad.
You know, for the beginning of February, that's pretty damn good. Not even not bad.
It's like a warm spring day for you, right?
You know, it's like false spring right now.
Mm.
It's just
Yeah,
a
we're
nibble.
having one of those, but they say it's gonna last. They say we're just gonna be warmer for the next few weeks until we actually get into springtime. Like we're just gonna have a really mild winter, it seems. Which, you know, it's about time. I mean, I've been working on this global warming like with all of my effort for 20 plus years. About time it's starting to pay off.
There you are.
I know it. I'm going to go spray some aerosol cans if it doesn't warm up pretty quick.
It doesn't work. I mean, those don't even work no more. They took all the bad ozone killing stuff out, and like the hole in the ozone apparently fixed itself and everything. So,
Yeah, just like magic.
yeah.
I'm in a really loud place, so I muted myself.
It doesn't sound all that loud, but gotcha.
Well, I can hear the cashier talking with the music playing here. So I'm surprised that you guys can hear me.
I mean, we can certainly hear the background, but if you have something you need to add to the conversation, I think we can survive the background noise.
Okay.
You know,
That's what I figured. If I have something important to contribute, I will
which you
jump in.
generally do.
Oh,
Especially when
I'll
you
let
have
you
us
guys-
turn off the recordings. That's when the good stuff comes out.
that's right. That's right.
I'm gonna see if I can't round up the troops here. I know Bob's not going to be in this evening because he's doing a training in Vegas with Anthony Gailey, I believe. So
I will not be here next week.
and what's the awesome occasion for?
What the fuck do you think the awesome occasion is?
I'm
Next
assuming
Sunday.
it's Sunday.
Next Sunday. What
Oh,
is
is that
the
the Super
awesome
Bowl?
occasion? occasion?
That's the Super Bowl, ain't it?
Yeah,
That's the Super Bowl.
that's that bowl that's not
Yeah.
quite nearly half as old as the Grey Cup.
Yeah, the Super Bowl means absolutely nothing to me. I totally understand why it means something to you, but I'm assuming you're going to have a lot of extra driving to do. Or are you actually like watching the Super Bowl?
Well, I'm a pretty big Kansas City Chiefs fan, so
Well, I don't understand why anybody want to watch the Super Bowl this year. It's going to be the first time in NFL history both teams lost.
huh?
You know, Joe, he's always got to say something negative about somebody else's group.
Oh shoot!
I take that Not a fan of either.
I
either
guess
team.
my talk didn't stick too hard with him.
Well, that was a little different there.
It applies to many things.
Now, I'm not a huge fan of the Super Bowl or football. Like I used to, when I was in high school and I played football, I followed professional football. But after that, I was like, yeah, how do people spend that much time watching football? You know?
You spend time somewhere.
Yeah, that's
know,
true.
Some people, watch fishing shows or,
Yeah. Some people watch golf.
some
Like-
people watch golf.
That's fine.
NASCAR, the circle.
Oh my God, what was it like 6 or 7 years ago? They
Turn
put in that
left.
one track that had right-handed
Turn
turns.
left.
You know?
How
No,
many people
they
crash?
have 3 road courses every season.
Oh, okay, there we go.
3 minutes of intense action jam-packed into about 3 hours. It's tough, but they manage.
But
Now, I think that NASCAR could actually be really fun if like they would do more stuff like the guy did this year where he rode the wall and like slammed ahead of 12 people or whatever it was. It was like, okay, no, that's cool, man.
Not only was that cool, that got him into the championship playoffs.
Yeah, I know.
And the guy it knocked out, Denny Hamlin, he was like, respect.
Right? Straight
It's
up.
like-
What else you gonna say?
It's like,
He's like, yeah,
that was a baller move. Yeah.
it was. It
Yeah.
was. It was like, well, your final turn, final chance, like it's all over, or you just go literally balls to the wall. And he did.
Yeah. Yep. So I have a little 30-second video clip from
Sorry, we're limited to 28 seconds, Colin. Now go
okay,
ahead.
well, you'll get it with this. This is just a quick clip from a show a couple weeks ago. Are you able to see the video?
We can see it,
you
yes.
see, well, I see oh, there we go. I don't hear it though.
Can't hear it though.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me
Add sound.
You gotta share with sound.
It's a rule.
I don't know why it's not the default.
I think, did you not show this to us already, Colin? Or
Nope.
is it a different
Nope.
one? Similar?
nope,
Similar
nobody's
but
seen this
different?
one.
You just think it's the same because it's in his uniform.
No, it's because he says women call me daddy. Because he said that his daughter was there and his wife was there.
I told you guys about it. Tell me if you can hear it now.
No. Did you share it when you shared? Did you share with sound?
Yeah.
Might have
The
to
sound, the
restart
sound
it.
started, but then it went.
I didn't get any
yeah,
sound. I must have missed that.
Yeah. Here,
Worked great in rehearsal.
yeah, this is the first time I've had difficulty sharing sound. And yeah, I don't know what the problem is with it, but
Stop sharing it, Colin, and then open it back up and down the bottom left-hand corner, take a look at it. Hit share screen, then look at the bottom left corner.
yeah.
Yeah, he knows how to share with sound.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? That's exactly what I did not do.
Oh, okay. I
Oh.
stand
Yeah.
corrected. Apparently he
Yep,
doesn't
yep.
know how to share
I
with
thought
sound.
I did, but I ended up not doing it.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
kind of like slowed down too, so.
There's Lisa.
For a moment.
Okay. There we go.
Did you recognize the Whataburger over there in the corner? Guess what
No.
state I'm in?
This is actually the first show that my daughter has been to. And so I'm excited about that. Though it is a little uncomfortable to me because that means that now there are two women here who call me daddy. My daughter and my wife. It's funny because it's true.
Yeah, I got in a bit of trouble for that one. So what do? I turn into a short, a TikTok, and a reel.
Hell yeah. Oh, wait, you didn't put it on Twitter?
Oh, I just hadn't gotten there yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I do that because I think it's 30 seconds. So yeah.
But yeah, definitely gotta get it out there. I'm assuming it was your daughter who got you in trouble, right?
No.
No, it was the wife.
Yeah.
Oh well. So how many views you got on it?
On YouTube, 1,500 in about 30 minutes.
Nice.
Wow. Nice.
Did you put on the front of the video saying, "Oh, I got in trouble for this one," or did you just?
Yeah, that's what
the
the hook was.
Awesome.
I thought the hook was going to be "Call Me Daddy."
Oh, show us the hook. Did you caption it?
Yeah, I captioned it, but it's not in that video. And
I got you.
sharing the shorts or the TikToks is just a pain.
No worries.
It was just text saying, how much trouble can I get in on stage?
Nice. Speaking of on stage, you've been on stage a lot recently? Been
Not
getting them shows in?
been booking more, but
Yeah.
haven't for the last 2 weeks.
Gotcha.
I was just blessed that I got the Rona the week after my shows, not the week of my shows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's awful.
Yeah.
Are you going through withdrawal symptoms not being on stage?
I got enough stuff coming up right now that it's like I'm just like so geared up towards getting ready for these new ones. That
Awesome.
I did 4 magic shows this weekend.
Awesome.
A little tired.
Little tired.
Yeah. A little tired. One was a Chinese New Year today. That was, I don't know, 300-400 people.
Awesome.
You know. But, a little tense.
The Chinese New Year magic show was a little
Yeah,
tense.
just because the logistics of sort of moving my stuff onto, is on a stage, and they had like, was all these kids groups that were coming, doing little bits and dancing and singing, and then they had me and just, not wanting to take 20 minutes to set up my show. I had everything, on the side and moving, but
Gotcha.
I had one interesting client this week. I'm not sure. If you say that a lot of people have first world problems,
Yeah.
this guy has 0.5 problems because he's living with mommy and daddy in Upper Brookville, which is like,
Okay.
he's running an art, not an art museum, a gallery in Southampton. And
Okay.
if you don't know what Southampton is, think of like every rich person, who has a summer house and they live in the Hamptons or Southampton, and And you know, this guy has regular problems like everybody else, but he was talking about how he bought a Picasso, not a print, a Picasso for like $700,000 and sold it
Mhm.
for like 1.2 million. And you know, so he doesn't have to worry where his next meal is coming from.
Yeah.
But just, you know, he has mommy and daddy problems. You know, he definitely
Well,
has
How old
issues.
is he?
31 or 32.
And clearly capable of making enough income to live on his own, but not. So yeah, he probably has mommy and daddy problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just interesting seeing, you know, we'll see where he goes.
Well,
So
hopefully,
What kind of help is he asking for?
he doesn't know what he wants to do, believe it or not. He has motivation issues. He can't, you know, he doesn't, you know, he wants more motivation to build up this gallery that he runs, and you know, his relationship issues, and he wants to stop smoking and drinking, and you know, it sort of
Yeah,
very
normal
standard
overhaul.
type of things.
yeah, normal everyday things. Yeah.
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 I mean, but you know, on a different level. You're not a different level, but his pain points are different. You know, but same, you know, same, you know, basically same problems as everybody else. So and
Awesome.
he was very
Hopefully-
happy with our first session. So we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. I hope it does well for him, and
Mhm.
that he sends you a lot of referrals who have as deep a pocket as his.
Yes, well, that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm hoping, that
Yeah.
it goes as successful as I'm sure it will be. Yeah, so.
I personally have never sold a Picasso or
Not-
bought a
you know,
Picasso
not,
or
yeah,
stolen a
not
Picasso.
not lately, at least. Not lately, at least, have I sold a Picasso. And
I remember when I was a kid, I did cut up some magazines and glue them to a piece of paper. So it's as close as I've been.
that's right. Yeah. So Casey is here.
What about you, Steve? How's Hypno Life treating you?
I don't have enough hours in the day, so
So
right now I'm
did,
just focusing on building funnels and everything else, so.
did you get any more confirmed money out of the thing to what?
Yeah, so I got 2 hypnosis sessions, 2 on the sale of my Go Funnel box. And then I've got a couple more sessions coming up at the end of the month books so far, so.
So were those two the weight loss clients or the other
Nope.
one?
They were randoms. They were
They're
random that heard about me at the conference, and they called and booked.
Awesome.
So I'm good for now, so.
Yeah, good.
My class, I
What
was gonna start my
conference?
class on February 25th for hypnosis for healthy weight, but I might have to push it to March 4th. So, and I know the AHA has a,
Hey, March 4th is a great concept for it. March 4th into your healthy new you,
Lisa, I love you.
something like that.
Yep.
You're
That's
welcome.
really good. That's really
Yeah.
good.
I was fixing to say, you know, maybe delaying the start of a diet, maybe not the maybe not the best precedent to set with your clients, but
Yeah,
you
we'll
know,
do it-
whatever.
We'll do it later. You know, whatever. We'll do it later.
March 4th doesn't happen to be a Monday, does it?
Yeah, right.
Saturday.
It's a Saturday.
So you can't do that. Everybody knows that the diets start on Monday. Come on.
The mindsets can change any day.
The AHA, American Hypnosis Association, I guess, or they're having a, I saw, I don't know if you know Ariana, I can't think of her name. Is she part of this group?
I don't know. The name doesn't sound familiar.
Is she-
I don't
I think I
know
know who
that.
she is. She's from well, she lives in Austin now, I think, and maybe Dallas and
Who's
Austin.
famous? I know a famous Ariana.
Yeah, Ariana Grande. That's what I was talking about, Lisa.
Okay.
But she put her thing out that she was given a presentation on the AHA conference. I'll see if I can't get that out. I don't know if you guys there's a free, you can sign up for a free account on their page. Like on the HMI page. I don't know if you guys ever visit that. And she's given a presentation that I wanted to see. So.
Cool.
But I think it's an online hypnosis conference. So. And that's on the 27th of February. So I thought I'd check them out, give her my support.
Yeah, you never know where you're gonna pick up that golden nugget that you're able to cash in.
Yes, Steve, I don't recall if it was an ad or a post of yours about the hypnosis training you're doing.
Really?
Yeah.
Who is that? Steve?
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
for to become a hypnotist or the weight loss?
Yes, to become a hypnotist.
Yeah, so that was that's what's going in my funnel right now, Colin. So building funnels is a lot of fun
Mhm.
and just dropping that in there. But that was the cover that I put together for it.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
Okay, and was that a post or are you running ads?
that was a post.
Okay.
And so are you going to be doing that training in person or online?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Both?
So
Sorry.
I'm actually so it's the, I don't know, is anybody in here certified through the NGH or taking an NGH course?
No.
yet.
ICH.
Nope.
So it's their course material, which I have to teach, but then I can expand on that, right? So at the very minimum, they're going to get their course material, but I've already written an outline. Thank you, ChatGPT.
I love ChatGPT.
I know it. So I'm writing, it's like I'm writing a book. It's so freaking long.
I was getting a
Oh,
little
yeah.
annoyed at ChatGPT, but then I got the plus and now it always
Yeah,
works.
you got
and
the
I'm a lot less
you
annoyed.
got the invite.
Hey, while we're talking about that, I could not find a link to get on the list.
James,
Yes,
you found the link to get on the wait list, right?
yes.
And got on the wait list. So can
Yes,
can you share that with us?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
remember
tell
where it
something
was, but
about
I'll go find it and I'll post it in the chat.
Cool.
I think it was in the FAQ, but let me go
And
look.
once you got on the wait list, were you immediately able to get on the plus membership?
Not yet. I need to check my inbox and just make sure I didn't miss an invite.
You don't even if you'll just log in, if it's available to you, whenever you log in, there'll be a little upgrade thing. I
Oh,
believe
okay, that's good to know. I haven't logged in
bottom
for a couple of
left-hand
days.
corner.
Yeah, for $20 a month,
Steve,
as much as
Yeah.
I'm using that.
Yeah, it took me like 30 minutes of pounding on it to get logged in so that I could upgrade.
Thought it was 43, not
that's
20.
why you said, okay, I'm in.
Okay,
in.
so
Uh,
there's a plus membership that's 20, and they briefly had a pro membership that was 42.
42, right?
But they got some pushback on that, I'm guessing, so they just dropped it down to 20 and called it plus. But the descriptions were identical for the two things, so I think they're identical service.
I've had it do so much, and I had it do the outlines for me. So I did 2 outlines for my hypnosis course and for a self-hypnosis course. And then I turned around for my funnel because I just had, I just locked up and I was like, give me a headline for my becoming a hypnotist, but form it in a question. And because it gave you, the first time I did it, it just gave you some stupid, hey, become a master hypnotist, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, form it in a question that starts like this. So.
Yeah, you tell it, it'll do it. I just told it to, I've been telling it to write sales letters for me for various hypnosis audios, and to write the sales letter in the style of Joe Sugarman. And then I have it write me a script that sales letter is selling.
Wow.
And it's been doing it, and doing really well at it. So I'm like, perfect.
Oh, I thought I just posted the link, but it didn't copy it. Hold on.
Yeah,
Okay.
no link. Yeah, I mean, if people aren't using that was a great find on Chat GPT. I think next I'm gonna get the what is it, the voice AI? So I can use your voice, Scott.
I mean, go
Are
for
you
it,
talk-
you know.
So there's a new one out. It's from 11 Labs. I signed up for it, but I haven't really tried it yet.
Is it the voice one?
Yeah, so you give it like a 3 to 5 minute sample of yourself, and then you can type in text and it'll speak it in your voice. So
Yeah,
I was going
I've
to
s-
mention it to you. So it might do better job than Descript, but it's the
It
same
might.
concept.
It might, yeah.
James, we're still not getting the link.
Yeah, I'm about to post. Sorry, I can't talk and type.
There you go.
So this, if you click on this, I think there's a form you can fill out to get on the list.
Is that the Google Docs form? Yeah, that's the wait list. Yeah, you got to do the survey and then they put you on the wait list. And I thought that as soon as you got on the wait list, it would show up on your account. Have you
Okay.
logged into chat to see if it's there, if the upgrade availability is there?
Well, I just did, but I didn't look because I was trying to find the FAQ.
Yeah.
That
Gotcha.
link is in the FAQ, by the way.
So I just told ChatGPT that I'm hypnotist, blah blah blah. What are give me 50 ways that I can use you to make me more efficient, and he just spit out a whole bunch of great ideas to use it for. Yeah, I've also been using it for, like I said, writing scripts, writing sales letters.
You get it to change. I wrote a script with it, but I was like, all right, regenerate to see what kind of different scripts I could get. It's basically the same one over and over. I was like, I'll just use mine.
Yeah, so I don't think I shared the video with you, but I did share it with, I know, Lisa and a couple other people.
I see how you are.
That, well, you know, I don't know who's doing what. So if you tell it to write with a high level of perspicacity and
Jesus.
burstiness,
I can't
Oh
even
yeah, you
spell
sent
that.
that to me.
those
This is a good video.
those are the secret
Complexity and
words.
Burstiness.
Yeah, perplexity. There we go. Perplexity and burstiness. Those apparently are the secret words that makes it put out text that can't be detected by AI writer detection systems. That
was
makes it much more
perplexity and-
human.
What was the second one?
Perplexity and burstiness,
burstiness.
right? Which I didn't even know. Like, I'd never even heard that word
What the
before.
hell is that
But
word?
apparently it means the different lengths of sentences. Right. So
Yeah,
if it's
Yeah,
if it's
so the
just
computer
regular,
writes in a uniform way.
it writes in a
then
uniform
people
way, but that
write
makes
like-
it write in a less uniform way. Exactly. Oh. But yeah, I will
Yeah, I noticed definitely. It was like, tell me about this. And it was like, da 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 da. In summary, okay, now tell me about this. Da 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 da. In summary, I
Yeah.
was like, okay.
Yeah, you go down that rabbit hole. I did the same thing. I was like, okay, well, you gave me that answer. So expand on this one point. So
Yeah. yeah. So it's perplexity and burstiness.
I'll give it a whirl.
I'm gonna drop the YouTube video link in here.
Yeah, I haven't played with it since that, but
Lisa, where are you
I
hiding
hate
it at?
Facebook.
I am in, where are we? In El Paso? I am in El Paso.
Well,
At a
I
Taco
wouldn't count
Cabana.
on that working for that
Taco
long if
Cabana.
it's being put out there.
And when you say no taco shell on your bowl, they don't know what that means.
Okay, what did you say, David?
I wouldn't count on those two words lasting too long in terms of anti AI detection systems. I mean,
Yeah,
sure
I mean,
they're-
I don't
I'm
know.
sure
I don't really.
they're updating their software as fast as people are testing it.
I'm sure they are, but if you're basically, by telling the AI, the guy goes over the prompt in the video, by giving the AI that prompt, you're basically telling it, write this as though you were a human. Write this in a more human style. So it's not going to be long, and people aren't going to be able to tell it. software is not going to be able to tell the difference between AI and human written.
Mhm.
It's just not going to happen. Okay, the ChatGPT is a powerful enough tool
Except for
that,
hypnosis script, stage hypnosis script.
well, give it time. Okay, like 3, sure, it's clearly going to have trouble, but the data set that 4 is trained on is it's insane compared. They say you can it'll write a 60,000 word book from a single prompt. Okay. ChatGPT can write, 100 lines of code or so and sometimes get it right. 4 is supposedly able to write an entire program, entire programs and them be correct. So the sheer volume of the data set that 4 is trained on versus 3 is insane. I mean, it's literally the difference between 170 million documents and 4 trillion. I don't even know, like I told, I know I've told Steve and probably James this. I'm not sure how I'm going to utilize such a powerful tool. Like I'm going to have to come up with new ways to use it because it can do so much more than what I have available now. Like gonna have to learn how to use it better. I've also been playing around with Midjourney, and the art that you can get out of Midjourney is just insane.
What's
Yeah, I played with
Midjourney?
Dolly, but not Midjourney.
So Midjourney it's a text to image bot that runs on
Is that the
Discord
one that
servers.
you have to use Discord?
Yeah, it's the one where you have to use
I hate
Discord.
Discord.
I do too, but it is what it is. You can set up your own Discord and run it on there, and that kind of gives you some privacy. If you pay for their membership and you pay twice as much for their membership, your information doesn't go into a public gallery, and so you can kind of have private information, private images and stuff. But as far as I know, everything made by Midjourney is licensed under Creative Commons. So nothing you make there can be copyright. So there is that issue with it. But other than that, man, the stuff it makes.
So
is-
does that mean if you create art, you cannot complain when someone steals your art because you used Midjourney?
Well, they
Yeah.
have to do attribution, but yeah.
Yeah, you have to attribute, but it's Creative Commons. I want to say it's BY, which is the license that just lets you pretty much have free reign with it. And I'm not even sure that it requires attribution, the BY license.
Oh, interesting.
But it like I said, the art it can make is
And there's a lot of controversy in the IP world about anything created with ChatGPT, if they actually own that IP or if it's the person who created the prompt.
yeah, and that's something that will have to be settled at some point in the courts of law and all that. And I'm not going to wait to use it until it is settled because it could be 10 years, and there's also, can something created with the assistance of AI be copyrighted, be granted copyrighted? That still remains to be seen. It's still going through the courts. Who knows how long it'll take? And also, if it uses images from existing artists to train, is that somehow a violation of their copyright? And like all of those things are going to have to be decided by courts, and who knows where that'll all end up.
But you already have situations where certain web hosts that are basically cookie cutter websites.
Yeah.
Anything you put up there, they claim the IP on it.
Yeah.
Put a video up there, they're claiming the IP on it.
Yeah.
And they have been able to successfully defend that licensing. And
Now, is that a site you pay for or is that a free site?
Both.
Yeah.
And there's
So
a
there's
lot of those that do that.
A few weeks ago, there was a lot of people posting these AI generated avatars. So it's an app called Lensa, Lensa.
Yeah.
You feed it pictures of you and then it makes these really badass, like artistic creations.
Yeah.
But when you sign up for their thing, it says we own the right to your image in perpetuity. So anything they make, like they basically own the rights
but-
to your face.
See,
And the
I don't
pictures
think
you
it
upload.
actually says that. I think what it says is we own, it's just like the YouTube license, right? We own the right to display your image in perpetuity, right? So that doesn't mean they own the image. That just means you're granting them a license to use the image. Okay. And literally
Right.
the
But they
software
could do
doesn't
whatever
work,
they want with it, right?
right? They could do whatever they want with it. They could use your image could be part of a collage they put together for an advertisement. Okay. But yeah, so you're granting them a license, but the software literally won't work without that license.
Yeah. I thought they would also own the biometrics data, but I don't know.
They might, I don't know.
It was pretty like, but most of them, like you're saying, most of them are like that, but you got to be careful.
I know in the
Sean, what
education-
are
Go
the
ahead.
pieces of the Chat GPT that the education space is concerned with?
Well, they're concerned, of course, with plagiarism, quote unquote. That's always been their big thing. And I see this as no different than somebody copying out of an encyclopedia or a dictionary. Should said books still exist? You could copy out of the phone book and call it plagiarism too, but at the end of the day, people have to realize, and this is me being, the IT guy for 25 years in a school division. What teachers fail to realize is all this now means is that there's a new set of skills that your students need to know, which means you need to know these skills. End of story. This is no different than any other piece of technology that's come out. Oh my God, they can take a picture of their work with an iPhone. Great. How can we use that in the classroom, guys? Instead of banning it and pushing it away and trying to delay usage of it or control usage of it, adopt it, use it, and help your kids get further ahead. End of story. End of rant.
I agree. Absolutely.
Yeah, see, the part I think that should concern them is that some version of Chat GPT replacing the teachers.
And what it'll do, I could see that, but I think it's going to be more utilized as an extension of the classroom once teachers wrap their head around, hey, I can use this to help my kids do 25 other things without having me be the center of attention.
But you could have it write an essay for you in like 30 seconds. That would take you a couple hours probably.
Right. So let's say that's, and I'll be honest, if it was me, I'd be using Chat GPT to start generating exams and things of that nature. But if I get Chat GPT to generate a piece of writing in class, get the kids to actually write something about that piece of writing.
Yeah.
They're still using all the skills that they need to, analyze and explain and then get them to share it. There's 1,000 ways that you can make this tool your buddy.
Well, like I said, I hope that the vast majority of people remain afraid of it and pissed off by it and don't use it and don't learn how to use it, because that just allows me that much more time to get ahead of them on the learning curve. And because it's a game changer, whether people realize it or not. Just like these art things, right? I see so many people going in and like with Midjourney, right? And they put in a prompt and they get out a piece of art. And did they create that piece of art? No, they maybe not, but maybe they did. It reminds me of a Star Trek episode where all you had to do was hold the tool, point it at the block of wood, and it would carve out what you had in your head. And it's like, not everybody is a great visual artist, but they might have a lot of ideas they think would be cool art. And if Midjourney can help them express that, I don't see how it's much different than say Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator. You can do stuff with Adobe Illustrator that you dang sure can't do with a paintbrush. So is it somehow not art because it wasn't done with a paintbrush? I don't think so.
Well, some people would argue that that is the case. I mean, if you didn't
Yeah.
physically create it yourself, then it's not real.
Right.
I beg to differ on that because of
Tell
course,
that to
Yeah,
people
I
who sold
feel I
his
could
art for
spend
$60 million.
hours with Photoshop or Illustrator, and it will still look like a 5-year-old drawing, as
Yeah.
opposed to an artist who in 2 seconds can create a piece of art.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Scott has a slight point in terms of you might have creative ideas, but you don't have a way to express them.
Exactly.
But I feel that certain people are more artistically creative in certain ways.
Yeah.
And all of these things are just tools, as opposed to Chat GPT, which is part of writing is knowing what you're writing about.
Yeah.
So if you can simply say, write me an essay about, this, what have you really learned about that subject?
You may not have learned
and
anything
so
about it.
I think
that's,
that's what?
and that's the difference, and that's why teachers won't totally disappear. How the teacher phrases what the students need to do to accomplish the task is going to be the difference as to whether this gets used as a tool or as a cheat.
Right.
And that's still part of the art and science of teaching. So if I'm, for example, we have this thing called blended learning, which is really the purposeful blending of digital and analog technology in the classroom. And I may set up my students with, hey, use ChatGPT, get them to generate this essay. Your next workstation, though, is going to be you taking that essay and critiquing it in your own handwriting. So, there are ways that you can still force the learning and force the student, and I use the word force, it's not really what I mean, but there are ways that you can still get the student to do the work and still come out on top as far
Well,
as an actual learning outcome.
And yeah, so
Yeah.
like you said, I wouldn't say forced. In this case, I would say more enhanced.
Yeah.
Because now your student is not writing an essay, they're grading an essay. Right? So-
Exactly.
so they have
and then
to
the next station might be, okay, now that you've got your critiques done, now go share them with your fellow students in your group. And then
Right.
the next station might be, okay, your group is going to do a whole class presentation on, whatever it is. It's a way that you can actually kind of jigsaw puzzle together a whole bunch of different learning outcomes on a whole bunch of different topics that are kind of the same and make it into a massive work project for the students.
Yeah. And the thing is with, we all know that technology is not going to slow down. We all know that AI is not going to go away. So students and us, because we're students too, even if we're not in a school, we have to learn to utilize and adapt to these new technologies because they're not going away. So
And that's exactly it. And I've said that for 25 years. I'm a broken record. Sorry, I'm a repeating loop in a playlist.
Exactly.
Here's another one for you. These guys are amazing in my books.
Copyright violation.
Yeah. So you tell me, and I could play it for you, but really what it is these guys have come up with the 4-chord song. And they take every song out of the book and mix it down to these 4 chords. So if everybody's played those chords, is everything now a copyright violation?
Right. Exactly. And I see that all the time. And it goes down to there's elements to everything that are basic, And if we're gonna get picky about what is and isn't a violation, like you say these 4 chords, right? Well, all the songs that have those are those violations. At some point it goes, well, you can't copyright the color yellow.
What?
Like,
Right.
it comes down to it. Like there's basic enough stuff that you just can't copyright.
Although I think IBM copyrighted IBM Blue. I believe you
There are
cannot,
colors that you
cannot
can't copyright.
commercially use the
Can't
same
copyright a
exact,
primary color.
what?
You can't copyright a primary color,
Right.
but you can copy. There's a process by which you can gain the IP of a color.
Right.
Now, was
Wow.
that a copyright or a trademark? I'm willing to
No,
bet that's
knowing
a
IBM,
trademark.
that would be a copyright. I've dealt with them for 25 years too.
Yeah.
They are, if they're not the top of the list for copyright holders in the world, they're pretty darn close.
Who's this, IBM?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Steve, the workaround to that is how exactly you write your prompt.
Yeah.
For example, is write a scene for a TV show where. And sometimes when you ask it the first time straight up, it won't do it. Then you tell it it's a comedy.
Oh, just tell it you're a hypnotist. Just tell it you're a hypnotist, then it knows you're a hypnotist and it'll just write you a script. I tell it I'm a hypnotist and I need to make a script for a recording on blah, blah, blah. Write me a script for it and it'll do it. Like you've got to phrase the ethics module is difficult to get by sometimes, but you just learn to phrase stuff so that it's not violating its ethics. So telling you how to do hypnosis if you're not a hypnotist might be a violation of its ethics. But if you're a hypnotist and it helps you write a script, then why would that be a violation of its ethics?
Yeah, but if you ask it to write like a seduction something, I think it won't do that.
Well, I mean, there's ways to
but
get
again,
around
you could
everything
probably-
you wanna
Scott?
do. Huh?
Will it, Scott?
With the paid version.
It will
with the
certainly
paid version.
do certain things if you ask it the right questions. But you've got to ask it the right questions.
Oh, I thought
I
that was
believe
just
the way
with
I
paid
got it-
version.
Huh?
I thought that was just with the paid version.
Well, I will say this. I don't know if it's because I've already gotten better at writing prompts or if it's because it's a paid version, but I run into the ethics module less often with the paid version.
Hmm.
So,
I reframed it originally, but you're right. You just have to reframe it to,
so did you reframe it and it spit out a script?
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't read
Yeah.
it.
Well, fortunately, we're hypnotists, so we're excellent at reframing stuff. I believe what I got past it was essentially to ask it to write a passage out of a romance novel intended to elicit X, Y, and Z feelings from the reader, and it just spit it out like it was nothing. So
Nice.
you can certainly ask it the right question, and it'll give you the wrong answer sometimes.
Why do I have a feeling you have a Patreon account someplace?
I don't, but I've definitely thought about starting one. So,
Well, the one, I don't know if y'all can hear me. The one thing that I've noticed is it can give you wrong answers, but
Oh,
if
yeah.
it's a topic that you're knowledgeable on,
Yeah,
then you know that that's the wrong answer. You can downvote that answer and then tell it what, where it will find the correct information. But if you don't know the topic, like a school kid, and it spits it out for you,
Yeah.
you're going to just assume it's true and keep going, right?
yeah. And you can also, like, if it spits out the wrong answer, you can be like, that's not right. And it'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes I fuck up, and it'll give you the right answer. Sometimes it'll give you another wrong answer. Supposedly this last update's supposed to make it a lot better at math.
Well, and also if you ask it for sources, like if you say, oh, write me a hypnosis, blah, 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 with sources, it might just make them up.
Yeah.
So good luck finding those sources to back you up. I mean, y'all know what my primary claim to fame is. I said, so I asked it about hypnosis for breast enhancement, and it said absolutely not recommended, very dangerous.
And it's like,
Plastic
how could it
surgery
be?
is the solution.
How could it be dangerous?
Like what?
Like, okay,
That's
so
funny
what?
because
Dangerous for men.
If it's dangerous, what does
downvoted
that
that
mean?
one
Does
real
that mean
quick.
it works? You're going to end up with like, pumpkins on your chest.
Yeah, I was like, this is absolutely untrue. There is science. There's been research done on this, and it's happened.
I forget her last name, but Wendy
more
on the
dangerous.
Jim Kellner show the other night was
Friesen.
talking about that.
yeah, Wendy Friesen.
I'm hearing an echo.
Yeah, it's bouncing
was
off of
Wendy
Lisa's iPhone
talking about?
somehow.
I didn't watch it yet. Yeah.
Jim Kellner had his show, and he was interviewing Wendy Friesen. It was pretty interesting.
I muted you, Lisa. Unmute to talk. Or not.
I was muting myself because I knew I have a lot of road noise here, and Alan and talking about. I know she was on there, but I was very busy that day working. Thank God.
We also have illegals in the trunk.
No, we don't. This is going on YouTube. We're gonna have to mute him.
All right, we don't have illegals in the trunk.
No, we have.
They're
golf
totally
clubs
everybody in the trunk is totally legal.
Golf clubs.
Yeah, actually, it was a really good interview with Wendy. That's for sure.
I hate
You wouldn't have
missing it.
seen me until right near the end, James.
No, I saw you. You were and then I'm assuming that's something you do a lot. You were like pulling out quotes and putting them in the chat, and then they pulled you in, talk for a little while.
Yeah, I noticed they often had, and it's nothing against Jim and Brian, but they often were distracted by what was going on in the chat and whatnot. At the very least, if you dial me in, I'll at least help with that and pull out the important points. So went a little smoother. I think we'll probably try it a couple more times and then decide if they still want me to do it or not. So
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, his Friday night Hypnosis Heroes, that's what he's calling it now, right?
yeah,
Yeah. It's,
Apparently, he has got an
starting to
app
pick up a
coming
little
out,
steam.
same name.
He does
Android
have
app
an
is
app with
already
the
out.
same name. Yeah.
Yeah, the Android version is already out. He's got some things to do before he gets close enough to launch an app on the Apple side of the fence.
She talked a lot about making a lot of money selling hypnosis tapes and DVDs and things.
It is a nice stream of income.
Apparently, she's made over $1 million doing it. In one
That would
year.
not
So
surprise me.
that's
That would
pretty
not
amazing.
surprise me at all.
Yeah.
She was very prolific. She will bang out Wendy. She would just put tons and tons of product out.
Well, and she's been doing it so
Very,
long, she
very
owns
creative.
Wendy.com, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, that'll be early to mid 90s when a lot of the .coms were being snapped up like that. So when I went to her product page to try and find the one that they were referencing in the show, there was like 20 pages of product. So
Yeah. And she gives some free ones away. I was looking at them. It was good, interesting.
Yeah, I definitely recommend you get some Hypnosis audio products out. They've already made Steve some money, and he's just getting started.
Yeah. I haven't made any money like that. I need to get some out there.
I don't know. Does anybody else here have audio products other than me and Steve?
I have about 6 or 7 that I'm working on.
I have one. Alan has a couple he has 4, but they're old. We actually just got a request for one the other day.
Hey, yeah.
Didn't want it to be a download.
I'm gonna revamp my store and pull all the VR stuff out and just go straight audios and see if that makes me more sales that way.
Hey, you know what I've been doing?
I hate to say it, but I think Colin was right. I don't think the world was ready for VR hypnosis.
No,
I
There's
want
not
to check it
enough
out
demand
though.
for
That's
it.
something I'm interested in. So I would definitely like
Yeah.
to check it out. I don't have an Oculus yet though.
Now you don't need one. It
So
ain't
I've been
that
offering
fancy.
on some of my sessions, I've been offering an audio after the session. If I get a good pre-talk, like before a client comes to me.
Yeah.
I'll make an audio on that, and then after I do the session, if I find it's appropriate, I'll give it to them.
And I know you made some audio deals before you went to this conference and you sold a few of them, right? A few of your packages.
Yeah, for $50 a piece.
That's good. Certainly made the time working on it worth it, huh?
Yeah, it did.
That's pretty
what
awesome.
were the topics of those?
What's that?
What were the topics?
Stress, sleeping, and weight loss, all hypnosis for whatever, you know. So then somebody asked me, they wanted, I can't remember what it was now. But I had a couple of requests for some different ones, and I was like, yeah, that'll come next.
What conference was this?
It was just a energy healing conference. So
Okay,
it's kind of like it's a road show. It really, they have it's like a circuit they go on. And they just invited me to go up to Idaho for it. And I was like, I'm going to skip out on that, but
Mhm.
I'll probably catch 3 or 4 of them throughout the year. But I highly recommend that if you guys have downtime, I know stage hypnotists probably don't have as much downtime, but if you have downtime where you can get to like a wellness or something convention or a conference, you can certainly, put a multiplier in what you're going to pay for a booth.
And if you refine,
They're usually on the weekend, and they are usually $1,000 for a table. in my
Yeah,
area.
I paid $675.
yeah, if it turns out that you can tweak your pitch a little bit, maybe, and each one you go to, you end up with, 10, 12, 15 clients out of, might be worth going to them pretty regular.
Did you give a talk or you just had the booth?
I did both. So I gave a presentation on hypnosis that heals.
Mhm.
And then I actually revamped it and gave it to Shelley Joe, what's her name, with Shelley Joe Spinston Wallstrom, so she can give it at a March conference that she's going to. Then did the live demonstration there. And I still haven't followed up on all my emails, but the hypnosis training was part of that. At the end of it, here's what I'm offering. And it was hypnosis for healthy weight class and hypnosis training. Definitely 4 people stepped up for the hypnosis training. If I had one of them, that's huge. But if I get 2 of them, yeah, well worth it. And then how many ever people sign up for my hypnosis for healthy weight? So
I'm sorry, I think I came in, I didn't quite understand. So is that going to be a live course?
Yeah.
The weight course?
yeah, it's in person and on Zoom.
But it's not, recorded, you're going to be doing it in real time.
It will be recorded as well.
Right, yeah, okay, great.
For future sales.
Right.
For future sales.
For future sales. But you're planning to do it the first time for live bodies, I think is what David's asking.
Yes. Yeah.
I did a fair, and doing the live talk is where I got clients.
Mhm.
The booth itself, actually I did get one client just from the booth, but the live talk is really what sold it, because people saw a demonstration. They saw what the power behind it. Yeah. So I mean, the issue has been, with COVID, there weren't any live events. I mean, so.
Yeah, I also think when you've got a booth, you need a minimum of 2 and probably 3 people right on the booth who have experience and success working booths. And the reason why you need multiple people is that working a booth effectively consumes tremendous amounts of energy.
Mm.
And so you better be switching off on the regular. Doing it as a lone ranger, even for just one day, that sucks.
I didn't do anything for booth because my wife did that, and you're absolutely right. Because I was caught in everything hypnosis, and I was also doing hypnosis mini sessions on the side. So the wife did all the booth work, and even with that, we had some theft. So
Wow.
Yeah, you got to learn to watch that theft. A lot of that comes down to how you display your product and everything.
it was.
And you learn over time to watch stuff and catch that, and
What were they stealing?
They stole an audio, and they stole a couple of rings.
What was it? And on a memory card or
USB stick.
Yeah, so I had them packaged up in little 4x4
Uh-huh.
plastic bags, USB stick with a nice cover in there. And then the rings were displayed right out in the open, like Scott said. It's all about the display.
What kind of rings?
I make rings out of quarters
Okay.
and dollars and stuff.
Okay, gotcha.
I'd like $1 one.
Okay, they're $30.
Well, I'd like to pay $1.
US
I'd like to pay $1.
like to pay $1. For the USBs, I mean, you might want to do the Blockbuster method, where you just have an empty shell out, and then when they pay, they get the full package.
Good idea, Lisa. Good idea,
No.
Lisa.
No, do the Chinese balloon method where it's got an actual memory stick in there, but when they put it in there, it totally fries their freaking computer and uploads everything to the cloud. Everything to the cloud.
A free virus.
I like that too. Put some fake ones out there, so if they steal them,
Yeah, I mean, that might not be the best solution, but
It would be
it
fun.
is.
Someone will call and complain, but yeah, that would be.
I mean, if you're gonna put a bogus one out there, you might as well just make it to where it hijacks their system for you and gives you control of their system remotely.
Do an SOS. Sends you an SOS. You know how you get those things where it's like a text message and it's like
No,
Seymour, and it's like
no, it's ransomware. It's ransomware. You have obtained this USB stick illegally. In order to unlock your computer stick now, you must pay $99 to this address.
Is it just
Hey,
me or
they're
is it
just asking
Scott
them to
repeating?
pay for the product that they
It's
stole.
Lisa's phone. It's echoing through Lisa's phone.
Yeah, sorry, I'll mute myself again.
Yeah, see, so much better.
Much better.
But yeah, that might work. I'm not sure about the legalities on doing that. However, you've obtained this USB stick illegally. In order to unlock your computer, you must now pay twice the original price.
I think you could have the USB on the table, and ones that they steal potentially, that says, "Thank you for blah blah blah. Please go here and make your payment to receive your product."
Yeah, you can do that. Get a bunch of those teeny tiny USB sticks, barely any data space on them.
Yeah, so they can't use them for some other purpose, even.
Yeah.
You know, like a 2-bit one.
Yeah.
Fortunately,
we're
today,
nefarious.
criminal.
What was that, Joe?
Fortunately, today the laws protect the criminals.
Right. That's what I'm
Something wrong.
saying. I don't know what the legality of it is, because that might make you the criminal.
It protects.
Putting
them.
ransomware would, but putting your advertising on the ones that can potentially be stolen, that says, thank you so much, please enter your payment here. That's not, you're not doing anything nefarious. And you could potentially give those away to people too. Like, oh, you want more information? Here. If you can
Yeah,
get them
that's
cheap
true.
enough, I guess. Like business
That's
card.
true. Yeah, that's true.
I'm sure you could arrange something with an Indian hijacking group where they're doing it from India.
Yeah, we're gonna stay away from that kind of stuff.
Oh, man.
So far, it sounds like you've definitely made your $600 booth rent back.
I'm doing okay. I don't know if I'm there, but I haven't been tracking it either, so
Yeah.
I've been kind of lazy on that.
And it's definitely something you should track. If at the very least, if it turns out to be highly profitable, you can sell the system to other hypnotists. You know? So Sean, you said you were working on some recordings. What are you working on recordings for?
I have the basic ones, the stop smoking, sleep better, here's to your success type of recordings that I'm working on. I have a client who hasn't quite committed to wanting to stop smoking. So rather than me charge a whole bunch of money for something that I know isn't going to work, I'll give him the recording and let him chew on that for a while. And then if he wants to commit to it, then great, you can come see me and we'll get it done. So
You
What
you might
know
consider.
it won't work.
I know he's not committed to making it work.
Ah, okay.
So is the recording
that
going to be
means it
to
is
get him to
working.
threshold?
Sorry, James, what was that?
Is the recording going to be focused on getting him to threshold where he's ready to change?
No, I'm just gonna make it a straight up stop smoking, and if it helps him and he's smoke free, great. I mean, I'm not losing out on big dollars, but rather than him spending time in the chair, so to speak, not committed to the process and ultimately, coming out of it feeling a little bit like a failure, I'll let him work at it at his own pace until he is committed to it. And then if he still wants a session after that, it's just a session. So I'd rather make them successful than make them, feel like they spent their money and didn't get anything out of it. Better word of mouth advertising that way.
Agreed. You might consider making some audios on test stress and focusing on studying and stuff like that. You've
Yeah.
got a good background in that. You might have better product than some of the other things that are out there.
And you
Stress
can
was
stress
the
fact
other
that
one
you're educated.
that people were asking for.
Yeah. And speaking
As
of
far
word
as
of
the
mouth, go ahead, Lisa.
Because if you're putting out products that are education, like
Hey.
test anxiety, that kind of thing, your background in education makes you the authority as well.
True enough. I've written enough tests to know what test anxiety is all about. The worst one was my ed psych final. I went in, they had 7 or 8 questions, and I had just bought 2 of the brand new kind of Uniball style pens that had just come out on the market. And I bought 2 of them because I figured, okay, well, if one of them breaks down, I got to have a backup, because you don't get to leave the gymnasium and the other 550 people that are in there writing exams. So I set up, and when I was done 3 hours later, I signed my name with the second pen, threw the first one out because there was no ink left in it.
Wow.
Yeah. Too many words
don't-
because I only got 68% on it. So
Wow.
it did,
I muted you, James.
It fell too far down the stairs to be an A or a B.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever ran a pen out of ink.
That's the only time I did.
Certainly not from new.
Am I the only one that got that joke?
What was the joke?
That, it didn't fall far high enough on the steps to get an A or a B.
Yeah, I guess you are. Explain it.
So
Yeah.
in post-secondary and in some high school classes, the more you write, the heavier the paper. When you throw it on the stairs, you find out what the
Okay.
grading system should be.
Gotcha.
It's almost as bad as the bell curve, in my opinion, but it is what it is. So, and I do know, and I will say, because I did it with a bunch of essays just to test the theory.
Yeah.
And when I picked them up in order from the stairs, and as I graded them, I found out that it was totally 100% inaccurate because it didn't judge on the content, just the amount.
Just the amount. There you go. Yeah, I can totally see somebody pasting something into Chat GPT and saying, make this have more words.
Or better words.
Yeah, better words.
Help me
Fluff this
be a
out.
more
La,
prolific.
la, 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 la.
That was, listen, I'll be honest with you, and that's probably why a lot of my education career, I was always trying to figure out how to word something to make it sound more intelligent than it quote unquote needed to be. And because I'm a very straightforward writer, like it's even as a hypnotist, I'm direct suggestion. This is the direct fact. This is the way it is. Blah 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 blah. And my 10-page paper will contain more factual content than any other educator that I know of, because they're what was the word you were using, Scott?
Fluffy. They're fluffing it.
Yeah, it's bursty.
Bursty. Yeah. Burstiness and perplexity.
Perplexity.
Yeah. So it just that's why my marks were never that high. It was they were looking for the flowery language, and that just wasn't inside of me at that time. So
yeah,
I could probably fake it now, and Chat GPT would certainly help. So
yeah, I think all these AI tools, man, gonna make everybody infinitely more productive. Lisa, have you had a chance to use the one in Discord? I'm drawing a blank on its name right now. Midjourney. Have you had a chance to use that? Perhaps.
No, I was gonna start with Dolly, or Dolly 2, but I'm still working on my manual, so I don't want to switch.
I was thinking that Midjourney could be spectacularly good for doing your tarot cards. I was thinking that Midjourney could be good for doing
the list. I've seen what some other people have been doing with it, and they let you kind of try it out. My only concern is the whole copyright thing, because they do want my art to be copyrighted.
Yeah, that is a concern.
My concepts. It could be interesting to run the concept through Dolly 2 and through Midjourney and see
what you get.
How different they are. Yeah, see what I get. I think there's a few others out there, but those are the only ones that come to my mind.
Yeah. What about you, Casey? What have you been up to? Are you there?
Hi. I've been trying to get my kitchen clean today. I'm kind of been overwhelmed, so I do everything but what I'm supposed to do. I was supposed to shoot a bunch of videos today, and I keep not doing it because I'm working on a funnel also to do a weight loss program.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've just got too much information to work on. And I'm working with this guy who does genetic testing, and he has this certain diet and food. And And I'm like, why can't it just be hypnosis? You know,
Make it just
And-
hypnosis.
say it again.
Whether you could make it just hypnosis, add
Yeah.
the other stuff in later. If it's too
Yeah.
complicated.
And even that, like, so when I had the clients that I did with my business, I'm gonna try and sell it now. So that's on the table. It's spinning in plates above my head. I don't even know where to start with. How do I value it? How much is it worth? Nobody knows the formula. Call a broker. How much do you
Other-
need? Like, you know, so. But the people
Yeah.
that I had with my body sculpting devices and hypnosis and hyperbaric, the guys that I asked to help me with that funnel, the diet that was with it had rice and oatmeal and carbs, and I'm like, they didn't lose weight, so I don't have a lot of confidence in that, in my hypnosis, because they didn't lose weight. And so I'm not even quite sure, and it was the gastric band hypnosis, so I'm not quite sure how to not take responsibility for that. Not take responsibility for that. What, Lisa?
Well, I'm trying to mute it, but a diet that's heavy in carbs can be good for someone that's an athlete, but there's no one diet that's right for everybody.
Yeah.
And are
Yeah.
they requiring these people to use this diet with that machine?
Well, the thing was,
Why? What's
with the
their
device,
purpose?
you need to really diminish your carbs, but the food that was on the diet had high carbs. And I'm like, you guys are doing this for companies like me. You are a company. And so the guy that they put me in touch with to be my kind of coach was like, oh yeah, we don't use that food thing. I'm a nutritionist. I tell each person what to eat. But aren't you making a bunch of money? And I was like, I don't care. Making a bunch of money is irrelevant if I'm stealing from people and they're not getting the result they paid for. And at this point, every one of these women should get their money back because I promised them something that I didn't deliver. And so it jacked my confidence.
Can
And so
you-
I don't have the faith in the gastric band hypnosis. And I think it's partly my not just being kind of new at this and not instilling them, listen, these are all things we're doing, but you're responsible for your success. And everyone here drinks, you know? So the lady that doesn't drink lost weight and the rest of them didn't. But I can't sit there and shame them as a 31-year sober alcoholic going, well, you know,
But you make it a
Have
good
you-
point though,
have
which
you
is the
had-
diet isn't going to work if they also might be not compliant, even with that diet. People are
Right.
oftentimes not compliant. If
Have
they're
you
drinking, they're not
had
really
them-
interested in losing weight.
I'm sorry. Have you had them look up how many calories they're drinking? And actually shown them that they're drinking 1,000 calories extra a
Right.
day?
no, I haven't. And one of them said, I said, well, how much are you drinking? And because I know when people say, oh, a glass of wine a night, I'm like, listen, I'm a drunk too. You don't fucking leave a half a bottle. You're going to drink a glass and then you're going to finish the bottle.
Yeah.
Or it's a
So-
really big glass.
It's a fishbowl. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Can you
one glass.
redo your course, Casey, and offer it back out to them?
If I knew what to do, yeah. So
You-
I feel
if
like
you-
I'm building this funnel to offer this program that I don't even have any faith in.
All right, if you want help, I can help you with it. I mean, I do a couple of different, instead of the gastric band, I always use the gas tank in your car metaphor, like you're filling up your tank. Would you hold the,
Right.
and
Yeah.
then I shrink their stomach down to this, I have them visualize and picture their stomach and the size of their stomach. Then I'm like, okay, now visualize your stomach the size of a medium-sized orange. And
Yeah.
you can only eat that much before you feel full. So there's a lot of things, and I've done a lot of healthy weight hypnosis. If you want help with that,
I
I'll throw
really
it out
do,
there.
because I feel like it just kind of, so that happened last year. My boyfriend and I broke up.
Well, I can't take care of that.
I've been in a huge financial crisis and now my dog was just diagnosed with cancer. And the chemo's like $900
Yeah, I
every
get it.
3 weeks. And I'm just tapped out. I'm
Yeah,
paying credit cards with credit cards. If I can sell the business, I can get out from under it, but
yeah.
I've been at critical mass for a fucking year.
Yeah, take a breather. you know, you got to process that shit. So take a breather, and relax yourself. Call one of us, you know. And if you want to talk about it, talk about it.
I just
But
feel
you
like the
need,
fucking hits just keep on coming, and I feel like maybe there's a curse on me or some kind of energetic something,
yeah,
and I don't know how to get out of my own way.
it's a tough one.
Yeah.
So,
If I could sell the business for a decent amount, I could take a minute and get my hypnosis business organized so I can go full throttle, but I'm trying to do it all at the same time. And I end up not showering for
tough.
5 days, you know?
Yeah.
My house is a crime scene. Like it took me 2 hours to clean the kitchen. It's a shit show. Every room is a disaster, and it's just, you know.
Did anything good come of the X Games?
Yeah, so he said, "What's your day rate?" And I said, "It's $750 to go on location." And "What's your kit fee?" And I said, $100. It's normally $50. And I thought, fuck, it's Aspen. What am I doing? And I said, "Is that low? What are the Aspen girls charging?" Well, I was the only makeup artist. And he goes, "No, that's normal for LA prices." And I'm like, okay. Well, when they broke it all down, I just submitted the invoice yesterday. It was $750 a day plus $100 kit fee, but it was overtime, driving fee, per diem every day. The total ended up being $4,500.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but they have
So you're not
45 days
cursed.
to pay it.
That's pretty
But
awesome.
what?
45 days to pay it. So that will help to go towards his chemo.
Yeah.
But I'm paying my American Express with my Discover card right now.
Yeah.
It's because the fucking meds, like
Yeah.
all of people. So people on this Facebook page that have the dogs, and 5 dogs a day get diagnosed and 5 dogs die on this page. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And it's fatal. Some people find their dog dead. Some people find their dog with a distended belly because it bled out. I found this, and I was just like, something's not right. So I took him to the vet on Tuesday. On Thursday, he had surgery. On the following Wednesday, the guy calls and says it's cancer. And he's got 1 to 3 months to live.
Yeah.
He's happy and juicy and fat. So he's had the chemo on Wednesday and he hasn't eaten. On Thursday, he hasn't eaten since. And they say, put all the vitamins in the food. Well, then throw all the fucking food and the $30 worth of vitamins away twice a day.
Yeah, my brother-in-law's dog got diagnosed with cancer about 1.5 years ago. And he was like, "She's 15. I'm not going to pay for all the treatments to
No,
treat
at
her."
15.
Oh.
Yeah.
And she's still hanging in there, like just
Yeah.
still going. So,
When I went to the vet, she said, he's only stage 1. I would do the chemo. And I was like, okay, because it didn't rupture. It hasn't spread to the heart and the lungs.
Yeah.
But I feel like every fucking week it's what's next,
well, make him
sometimes it's like
comfortable.
that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. He's my heart. I don't have a partner. I don't have family. Everybody in this town has a trust. I never even heard of a trust fund until I moved to Vail, Colorado.
Wow.
Yeah. At least that means there's people there that can pay money.
There's never been more money in the world than there is right now. And a lot of them live here. We've got a lot of, like, there's a
Yeah.
billionaire guys who I go up and do a haircut and a cryo treatment with my machines.
Yeah.
He built
gotta
the
have-
Ritz-Carlton and a bunch of other things. And
You got a
the-
hyperbaric oxygen chamber, right?
yeah.
You just start selling them treatment packs for anti-aging.
Yeah. People
That's
don't
it.
believe it. They go in there like, well, I didn't feel any different. So they don't, you shouldn't feel different, honey. It's not heroin and
Hey,
it's
give,
not,
give them the Israeli study. Have you seen that one?
Is
no,
that the
but there's
one
one in Dubai that's turning back Alzheimer's brains with just hyperbaric alone.
Yeah. There's a study, they call it the Israeli study. I'll look for the link and share it with you.
Is,
Yeah.
is that the
It's
one
not-
where they gave them the pack of treatments and it lengthened their telomeres to 20 years ago?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
that's the one.
amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that one's expensive. You need to do like 40 treatments in 50 days or something.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You need to sell the expensive one.
So what
Yeah.
I'm doing is, like, right now, I had a guy that came in the other day with his son, bunch of concussions. And I'm like, when the kid went in, I go, Rick, this is serious. There's a friend of mine whose son had a couple concussions and in high school, like, was a ski racer He's in a home in Denver now. Someone found him, like some lady called my friend, said, I just found your son drinking out of a puddle from concussions. He's not a drug addict. He's not just from hitting his head a couple times, because these $2,000 helmets that the NFL helmet that the high school kids have here, the $2,000 helmets that high school kids have here for football.
Yeah.
Protects the skull. It doesn't protect the brain. The brain's
Yeah.
bouncing around in a sharp fucking cage.
Yeah.
It's so important. But people just, they don't get it until it's
Yeah.
critical.
Sounds like the money's right there. You just gotta
It's right here.
figure,
And I'm
figure out how
like,
to advertise to it and get them in and get them on the books, sounds like that'll,
yeah.
So
And I just
Casey,
haven't taken I'm just
What was
so
that,
overwhelmed. I
Colin?
haven't made posts about it or anything.
what was that, Colin?
so Casey, what is it that has you deciding to sell your business?
$200,000 in debt, aside from my mortgage, and my shoulder
So-
kills me. Every single client I do hurts my body.
Okay.
So if I can sell the business, pay off all the debt, do hypnosis online.
Okay.
But I can't do enough hypnosis online right now because I'm doing hair all day to cover the fucking credit cards. So if I sell it, I can just do hair and hypnosis out of my house. And then just hypnosis out of my house. But I owe the IRS, I owe the state of Colorado. I took out an EIDL loan, and I've got a ton of credit cards that are just almost all at the max. So unless I win the lottery,
That's probably not a viable option or plan anyways.
right? You can't win if you don't play.
Yeah, that seems to be my problem. Although each time it gets up to almost $1 billion, I'm real tempted.
And next time it hits $1 billion, I need to buy one.
Yeah,
Just-
you're lucky enough to win it, James.
It's close to 750 mil.
All right, give it another 250 and I'm in.
2 weeks, it'll be there.
Casey, is there
Yes,
anything as a group we can do for you?
Hypno
I don't
game. Hypno.
What was that?
Last week we did a hypnosis session where everybody took
That was
turns.
cool. I
with
was at
Bob.
Aspen. I listened to it. It was really cool. I was about to get in my car and I was still in the hotel and I could hear you guys doing that round robin. That was neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I need to get, I need to so I've got a client for pain, a client for weight loss, and a client for sexual freedom hypnosis. The sexual freedom hypnosis is kind of organized in okay, it's a comprehensive book from Kaz Riley, and depending on where we are in the conversation, this is the best hypnosis for this situation. But with the pain, every week I'm scrambling to figure out what the fuck am I going to say this week. With the weight loss, I'm like, oh my God, last time she came in, they were shoveling the snow outside the window of my office. I'm like, seriously? You get 1/8 of an inch of snow right now? That's when you have to shovel out of the whole day? So I don't feel confident in it. And I want her to get results. She's paying a lot of money. But she can't exercise. She's got bad feet, bad knees. Way too much fucking money. Too many houses. And thinks that it's going to be a magic wand. So I haven't instilled in the client enough. This is only good predicated on your commitment.
Any medication? Any prescription meds?
Oh yeah. She's got arthritis, not rheumatoid, but starts with an S.
Yeah. So I had one,
I
no
had-
kidding,
no.
that was on 20 different prescription medications
Mhm.
for weight loss. And I just went through, I threw every metaphor and insight that I had at that, because like we all say, one doesn't fit everybody.
Right.
So you just throw them all out there and say, the one that resonates with you the most, you're gonna hang on to, and just latch on to that. I can send you the insights and everything that I do. And I'm sure if anybody else out there has any good insights or metaphors that they use, if it's getting your confidence back up, I can throw you what I have.
One of the things that stuck with me was when Lisa said, and you realize with your realize, and I was
When
like,
you realize,
oh, like that
Yeah.
would like, boom, it went in.
yeah,
One of my
but
favorite
we all,
ambiguity.
yeah, I think between Scott, Lisa and I, we all use realize.
Because if you just think about it, it doesn't come into materialize.
Right.
You know, when you realize it, you materialize it, right?
Yep.
But I think though that I haven't imparted enough of this. It's not a magic wand. You have to make the changes.
Yeah. It doesn't come on overnight. It doesn't go off overnight.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
and especially for somebody that has arthritis and their weight, I just tell them, start out with movement. I don't care if it's sitting in your
I know.
recliner, pedaling a little, standalone peddler, or
Right.
just raising it. Movement is movement. Start
Mhm.
there.
Yeah.
And I don't put them on diets. I always say, why would you do anything that has the word die in it? You know, and then I just go right on down. Because number one, I hate diets, but I talk about nutrition only because my daughter nags me about it. But nutrition for everybody is different. You're right on the carbs, but
Yeah.
everybody thinks, cutting carbs, eating less and exercising more is the ticket to weight loss. It is not.
It's not. You got
And
to learn about the macros and
yeah.
the fats and
Is this the one that drinks too much?
they all drink too much. But this one, she claims she doesn't drink a lot,
Yeah.
but she can't
But
move. She's got a foot and a knee. And I'm like, can you get on the rower? Can you swim? Can you walk? She can't walk. I mean, it's like, so she's coming in, she's doing the
I
gym.
personally think at a certain age, you
She's
exercise
56,
is not going to get.
57.
I mean, if you count the number of calories that you quote unquote burn, doing a run or something,
You can't
it's a couple of hundred.
You can't out exercise a bad diet.
That's
and,
right.
and you can't
You
outrun
read my
your
post, Scott?
No, and if she has arthritis, she also has probably spontaneously reduced the amount of movement she's doing to
Oh, yeah.
reduce
Totally.
pain, right?
Oh,
So
I'm sure.
normally
Yeah.
you burn the most calories you burn from your resting, aside from your resting, is they call it NEAT. What is it? Non-exercise. Anyway, it's non-exercise something. But it's all the calories you burn, like fidgeting and things.
Right.
And
Yeah.
she's not doing that if she's got arthritis. She's not
Right.
moving.
I know
And-
people ask me, why do I always shake my foot? I'm like, because it makes me skinny. You know, when you're
Yeah.
sitting there, girls kick their knee, kick their leg.
Yeah.
I've told that
People
any
can actually
movement
burn
is
like
movement,
500 to 600 calories a day. Actually adds up a lot over time.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just kick your foot. Yeah.
I missed some of the conversation, but as far as arthritis and diet goes, there are a lot of foods that contribute to discomfort from arthritis.
Yeah.
In particular, nightshades, of
Okay.
which most people are not aware that even black pepper is a nightshade.
Really?
Black paprika, bell pepper, potatoes, eggplant, and tomatoes, as well as belladonna, which most of us don't consume.
Huh.
But there's a
Well,
lot of
most of us don't consume it
research.
twice.
Come here.
Right, just one time. There's a lot of research on nightshades and arthritis.
On what? And
And
I'm sorry?
nightshades. Those,
Okay.
Those particular foods that I mentioned. And I myself went on an elimination diet to control that and then introduced foods back in. And potatoes are like number one for me. And I was a vegetarian for 10 years. I ate potatoes almost daily. And if I
Wow.
eat potatoes now, I will know the next day I'll be hobbling around.
Yeah, you got to be
Cancel
careful
her.
about
Yeah.
suggesting
giving
that
her-
diet's going to fix anything.
Yeah.
You
No, I
you can
don't.
tell her, you know, here's some research I found. Maybe you could look into this.
Yeah.
You know, my friend had great success with eliminating nightshades.
Or just
Is-
do an elimination diet, you know, run everything
she-
back to like paleo or even less, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
then
seeing
slowly
a,
add stuff in.
Sure, her
seeing a
doctor
hormone
would prescribe
specialist.
one.
I would also tell her.
what's that? Sean?
He's talking about food addicts, but it's not.
So
It's not related to this.
I'm just gonna
If
throw this
she's-
idea out there. It probably wouldn't work for her, but cold thermogenesis would be something if someone can't move, but they're wanting to lose weight, like getting into a cold bath
Mhm.
and eventually doing cold plunges. But Dr. Huberman had an episode where he talked about it in just 11 minutes a week, like makes a big difference metabolically.
Can you
So,
shower in cold water, or does it have to be a tub?
you could definitely shower.
Yeah, you can
I don't
shower
know
in
if
cold
it's
water,
as
but a
effective
tub
as
is
the
better.
tub, because the tub, you lose more heat with the water being in contact. the
They
whole
live,
time.
you guys live where it's cold right now. I mean, I'll
Well,
show
that's
you.
the other thing, like Tim Ferriss had a book where he talked about people going on shiver walks, and he would have them put on just like a hat and gloves and shorts and walk outside for a few minutes. But again, she probably isn't gonna want to do that, but
She lives in the middle of no damn where.
yeah. I mean, get her in the hyperbaric 3 times a week and keep at it. Like,
Yeah.
That'll help her longevity and probably help all of her problems.
I know. People just don't believe it because it doesn't feel like anything. I asked my vet, can I put my Brewster in the chamber because
Yeah, it's
it
good for
increases
cancer.
the oxygen in the body? And she said, well, it also increases the blood. It increases red blood cells. And this cancer goes so fast that we don't want more red blood because that's where the cancer is. And I'm thinking, but what if we put more oxygen in the red blood and drown it out with oxygen, because cancer can't live in a well oxygenated environment? And she was like, there's just not enough research to say that would be smart.
Doesn't
Yeah, they
mean-
told me not to give my dog THC too, so I gave my dog THC.
Yeah, I don't know if Rick Simpson oil is something dogs can take.
I mean, I'm sure it wouldn't hurt them. I don't know if the dog physiology reacts to cannabinoids or not, but
They do.
Yeah, because a
If
lot of
they-
dumb their fucking dogs get into their edibles.
Yeah. I mean, my
If they-
dog got really high but holy shit, did he feel good? He's 15.
Yeah.
So. And I just use it to ease his pain, and then I had to figure out the dose. I didn't mean to get him that high, but
Right.
but once I figured
that's
out
how
the
I
dose-
felt the first time.
Yeah, once I figured out the dosage, I cut up a gummy and put it in a sausage for him, and what a difference it makes to his comfort. So
He probably would have just taken it like a treat.
he won't.
No?
I tried. He wouldn't take it. He's like, I know what you're doing to me.
You think I don't know what medicine is?
But Casey, whatever you need, really, let us know. Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I need a fundraiser and a broker to sell my business.
Hmm.
Oh,
Is it a franchise?
No, it's a one-man show.
Okay.
But it sounds like kind of a biohacking space.
Yeah,
You're in Colorado?
yeah.
Aspen, yeah.
Vail.
Aspen, right?
It
Oh,
failed.
Vail, that's right. That's right.
I mean, I would go crazy on TikTok and see what happens.
What do you mean?
Start posting on social media about hyperbarics and how it can help. There's people that are in town, like you said, that have means, and if you shared with them like the benefits of it, I think you'll get some customers.
Do you do TikTok, Casey?
Although I guess billionaires aren't on TikTok, but
Done a few, but I'm not consistent at anything because I just get so overwhelmed. I'm, like,
it's understandable. It's hard to be in single business by yourself.
so I do weddings, I do the hyperbaric, I've got the body sculpting in the salon, trying to do this funnel, trying to take classes. Like Rich Guzzi's classes tomorrow night, and it's been 2 fucking years every Monday night from 6 to 9. I don't have 3 hours anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have a stage show. I don't have a fucking script for a show, and I don't have the bandwidth to write a script for a show. Can I just, how much do I have to pay? Someone write me a script for a show so I can do a show.
Oh, that's easy. Done.
Lisa, I think she was talking to you.
I think she was. I think she was talking to me.
Yeah.
We'll have
Because
to-
I've got places
I'll
to do
find-
it. I mean, I've got a lot of places that would let me do it, and I just don't have one fucking minute to figure out what
So
to say.
You swing.
Because I'm going in
Colin
19 different
town.
directions. Say it again.
What was that, James?
You could team teach with somebody the first time.
Oh
Not
yeah,
team
you can do
teach,
it.
team present.
Yeah.
What is
Find
it?
somebody-
She's not trying to teach. She wants to do a show.
Yeah.
A hypnosis show is not something that can be scripted.
Sure, can. Anything can
I
be scripted.
understand that
If
There's
I
some
just feel
concepts.
like you go from this skit to
I
that
agree
skit
with
to
you.
that skit to
Okay.
that
you
skit to
can't
that.
script. That's easy. Talk to me offline.
Yeah, when somebody
Casey-
says to me, they need a script for a show. What I'm hearing is they want everything to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G and out.
Well,
And
no,
it-
it's like, it needs to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Here's a piece that could go like
Yeah, but-
this. Here's a piece that could go like that. So if I memorize each skit and then improv around it.
Yeah, but
Obviously,
the thing is, I don't think a script would even help you right now because you don't have time to memorize the skit.
yeah.
You know, you don't
Yeah,
have that
I-
time.
I think like you're doing the right stuff, which is I would sort of pair it back to the things that are bringing in the money and
Yeah.
and not sapping your energy right now.
Yeah, that's
And
what
like I would
do.
let the funnels fall by the wayside right now and just focus in on your business, getting it ready to sell, your dog, getting your dog healthy, and you know the things that make money when you don't have to sweat and strain and work hard for them. You know, and I know some of it's when you're in your own business.
It's all
it's-
hands on.
Yeah,
Yeah, but putting somebody into the hyperbaric chamber is probably a lot less hands-on than doing a wedding
Yeah.
or doing somebody's hair, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
The
And
only
can
thing-
you take on another hairstylist? Can you take on another
Sure.
hairstylist in your business? Could you take on a
Yeah.
roommate?
The thing is,
I mean,
I don't want a roommate. So
cutting
every-
costs is always also an option.
right. So the overhead's $18,000. So if I bring in a girl for $1,000 a month, either the house or the salon, they ruin your shit. It's not worth it.
Hmm.
They wreck
Don't-
it, they break it, nobody knows what happened to it. All of a sudden it's missing, all of a sudden it's broken, all of a sudden it's empty.
that's probably because you're bringing somebody in for $1,000 and you bring somebody in for more than that.
That's just the going rate. And then
yeah.
if I brought someone in from out of town, apartment, there's no place to live here. Everything is $2,000 for a studio.
Yeah.
$2,300 for a 1 bedroom. I mean, it's
Yeah.
insane. They'll be busy, but they won't be busy on day one, and they don't get that. Like, I mean, we're so shorthanded with hairdressers. They'll be fucking slammed, but they can't find a place to live.
Maybe find them a place to live first. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Not my fucking problem, dude. I can't, I refuse.
Yeah.
I've had people live with me. I've let them stay for free. And then when I said, okay, you've been here for 6 months for free, it's going to be $700. Oh, then I'll just find my own place. Like it was worth it for free, but it's not worth paying a penny for.
Yeah.
And I don't want that person in my house anymore.
I
I'm just
understand.
done with getting my ass kicked, you know?
But yeah, I think James is right. You gotta, look at what's actually capable of paying the bills now. Get
Yeah.
that lined out, get yourself a little more stable, and then maybe try to outsource some of the funnel building and such like that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. Cut back, get more stabilized, and then move forward.
Yeah.
Better with a game plan that doesn't involve you doing everything. 'Cause
Yeah, that's the
really not
thing.
working.
So I got a ticket when it was like last October to March Richard Nongard's thing in Orlando.
Yeah.
I reserved a room. I haven't booked a flight yet, but I don't know if I should go. I don't like. I can't take on another project. Like I can't hire another coach. I can't hire another teacher. I can't take another class. I don't think I would find a virtual assistant there.
Right, maybe get as much of that back as you can. Sell the ticket. I'm sure you could probably sell that to somebody. Maybe
Yeah.
not for full price, but for somebody, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I'm just like, should I just cancel and not go? Because fuck, it's good to get out of here in the winter. We've had over 200 inches of snow this year.
Well, you could Airbnb, well, no, they would mess it up, but you could Airbnb your spot while you're down there and it would, make you several $1,000s, but I know that's.
We're not allowed to. Not allowed to, and I have to pay someone to watch the dog,
Ah, yeah, with your dog, it sounds like maybe going to a conference isn't the right thing right now.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too.
Maybe take that money to maybe, like you said, a virtual assistant or something.
Yeah.
To help you get everything else lined out.
Mhm. It's crazy. I mean, I'm glad I have something to sell, at least.
Yeah.
A business that can sell,
Yeah.
But not if nobody wants it, and not if I don't say it's for sale.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to get it out
But,
there.
Have you investigated brokers or?
No, I got some names from someone the other day, but I just have not turned my attention to it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what to feed my dog right now.
Yeah.
Trying to get him to eat something so the meds get in.
Well, if you can get some of that THC in him, then he should get hungry.
I'll go over there
Okay.
tomorrow and see what they say.
Right.
Because I'm sure it would help with nausea if that's the problem. Because he had the surgery, and between the surgery and the chemo, he was ravenous and bouncy around and happy. And what are we doing today, Mom? And now he's just sleepy and not hungry and sad, and it's fucking killing me.
Yeah.
And that's probably just a side effect of chemo.
Probably is.
So I just don't know what to expect,
I'm honestly surprised that in Colorado they don't just have THC made for dogs and cats and stuff.
They do.
They do. They have,
Oh, they
well, they have CBD. I don't know if they have THC.
Well,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the CBD doesn't work and they don't have THC out yet.
okay.
Yeah, so I don't know how much I would give him if it's just regular THC gummies.
Well, if it's a gummy, I start out with like an eighth and cut the gummy in 8 pieces.
So how
Start
many
out-
milligrams?
So my one dog it does fine on a quarter of a gummy. My other dog is, he can't take a quarter. So,
Yeah.
and he's a bigger dog.
So how many milligrams are those though?
Those are 10 milligrams for
10
each gummy.
milligrams. Okay.
And I literally had to go to, I've never been to a dispensary in my life.
Yeah.
But going to a dispensary, they'll tell you, but they'll also tell you not recommended for animals, because they just don't know. So
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, my dog's in pain and I'm gonna do whatever I can. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he's still hanging around. So
Yeah.
I don't know how much longer, but he's still hanging around.
Yeah. He's just a baby.
They're my kids.
Totally. Really are.
Well, hopefully some of that's helpful.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Joe, you've been awful quiet. I know you've been in the training all weekend, but what else you been up to?
Pretty much just training. It's on
Yeah.
the weekend right now.
Yeah.
And I left leak on Hypno Hustle. Nobody wants to go. It's free. So
Yeah.
It's only free because they're trying to select new trainers.
Yeah.
And they're basically auditioning for Igor for promotion
What do
of
you-
trainer.
What's the training?
Conversational hypnosis.
Cool.
Yeah, he put the link in the Facebook group. So,
And they'll be
What
covering my
com-
bid, next Saturday.
yeah, they're doing it on weekends.
And you're presenting it?
No, they've got, people that are volunteers, instructors and whatnot in the school that are auditioning to be trainers. There's 6 of them. I'm not presenting it, the school is. The trainers are all good. I know I've seen all of them in the class. So. Most of them, I think, if not all of them, are gonna make that as trainers.
Right.
You still there, Casey?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, they're all audition trainers. I think they'll all make pretty dang good.
That's
Hey,
awesome.
at least you get some free training out of it, so that's good.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to
Something
be
like
in there. I'm hoping they do replays, but I probably won't have time to watch those either. So
That's true. You have access to the recordings.
yeah,
I'll have access to recordings if anybody wants to go over.
Yeah.
awesome.
I'm looking at this
So-
HBOT study, trying to see how deep they went.
Oh, on
What's
that
that?
Israel study.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's I've managed to contact people from Canada, Slovenia, Sweden to form that international team idea. I've got mine.
Good.
Put link and cross link on each other's webpage.
Awesome.
And one of the instructors suggested that the people in school start cross reviewing each other to put out
Cool.
reviews.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna start working on that.
Do you have a Google My Business page for your hypnosis?
Not yet.
You should get
Not
one.
yet. My
You should
business
get one and
page-
get those reviews on it. Reviews on a Google My Business page will definitely encourage people to buy and encourage Google to promote you.
Oh, okay. But I can get a ton of reviews. Probably pull off 100 in the next month or 2 months. Not any problem.
Yeah.
Sounds like some of your people don't just have a weight problem. They've got an alcohol problem to go right along with it, is what
Yeah.
I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know how to access that other than
Yeah.
asking them if
Problems.
what is it when you dip the drink or the whatever into the sludgy thing? Lynette thing. That, yeah,
Well,
Yeah. Problems
know,
of the rich and opulent, right?
Did
Totally.
you go to HT Live
Mhm.
Oh.
last, I think it was last year.
Yeah.
Melissa Tears did a talk on change, and I'm pretty sure it was from 2023.
yeah, 'cause
And
she didn't go the year before. She was keynote speaker 21.
hold on, because I have it in my playlist. Hold on. This is 2021 and 2022.
Casey, for the drinkers, I always use less and less. If they don't want to stop drinking, just tell them they'll do less and less.
Yeah,
Okay,
That's the same thing as stopping. They just don't know
Yeah.
it.
right.
she has a thing called the structure of change, making it stick. And I guess it just resonated with me, and basically, everyone does it. I mean, in terms of the 5 steps or 4 steps, getting your client, connected to their issue and then connected to their solution state. But the
Yeah.
way she said it really resonated with me, and I've been using it a lot and have been having tremendous success. And it's something,
it-
if you have those audios and haven't listened to it, listen to it.
How did she say it, David?
Basically she was talking about the issue with a lot of the techniques that they kind of sort of connect the trigger or the anchor, but you don't do it enough. And she took it, took it through a process of really connecting the person, your client, with, like, I had a client the other day who said she's at her dance practice. And she's always looking up at the clock, worrying about what's going to happen after. So I started just connecting, looking up at the clock with being powerful, being,
Yep.
and you test it constantly. It's not a thing that once you come out of the hypnosis, okay, you're done. It's like, okay, look up at that clock. What are you feeling now? And you could almost see her change, see
That's
that
cool.
change really in her.
What's
And
that called
you-
though, Melissa
excuse
Tears? Is it
It's
Melissa?
the structure of change, making it stick. It was like a 2-hour talk that she gave.
Okay.
And it really, and she said, it's regression. It's, all of the techniques use these ideas, but she explained why it works. And
She's so smart, and she works with New Yorkers who are unimpressible.
right. I mean, I after listening to this, I want to start, working with her, because I'm in New York. I'm
Yeah.
on Long Island. I'm a
Yeah.
train ride away.
Mhm.
But yeah, just a suggestion in terms of
I wonder if I can find it some.
getting that effective change.
Yeah.
So just throwing that out there.
Thank you. Yeah.
Mhm. And weight loss is very difficult. It's
Yeah, you can't expect 100% success rate of your clients when you're doing weight loss.
Yeah.
Like, not even close.
Mhm.
Well, I
the
think
best
I
way-
have to take, say, remember, this is all, it's on you. I can plant the seed, but you now have to run with it. And I don't give them homework. I don't quite know what to give them. And
Actually, for me, I don't call it a diet, I call it a food plan, but I put it on them. You go find the food plan that you think you can stick to. You talk to your doctor about it before I even do anything with it.
Yeah.
And same thing with exercise, what are the 3 or 4 exercises? And same boat, I had a client, actually it's a repeat client. She got rid of sugar after a session and was so impressed. She came back for a couple of years later now for more weight loss, and she's got a bad knee and some body parts that are aching and whatnot. She said, I know I can do these 3 things. I said, that's great. That we'll start there. Like, as long as they've got a start and a vested interest, you can feed them things like, okay, now let's talk about the food that you're bringing in. Are you journaling what you're bringing in? If you should be able to see a pattern. Oh, you know what? Too much butterscotch pudding after every meal is probably not a good thing.
Yeah.
And keep putting it on them so that, on the background, you're giving them the suggestion that you can do this, you can motivate yourself and so on and so forth. But at the same time, they're getting I have to work this for myself.
yeah.
Of it.
Yeah.
And as far as confidence, I mean, I've only been doing this for 2.5 years now. So, but I'm at the point that I know that I've done a good session, that I've given my all,
Mhm.
and then it's on them.
Yeah.
I mean, you can only do, it's like a doctor.
Yeah.
Your dog's doctor can only do so much.
Yeah.
He can give his best effort, but the outcome is the outcome.
Yeah. The kid that I saw the other day for the sexual freedom hypnosis, we did an inner child integration. It was the most dramatic. Holy shit. He was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That was unbelievable.
Mhm.
He got a lot of toxic shaming from a very Baptist Christian, mean, controlling mom and diminished dad, and just awful upbringing, and bully parents, and just awful. And he was able to bring in all that, all the inner child and the baby and the 2 and the 4 and the 10 and his older self from now. to integrate it all in. It was really, really cool.
Yeah,
That
that-
is,
Hey, there's a shift.
that market is an underserved market. The people that are coming out of or coming out from under the religious shame, the religious umbrella, especially with the more Pentecostal, further right-wing churches, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
That market is an area, those people are coming out, they're hurting, they've been hurt by people that they may have trusted for years.
Mhm.
And so, just the fact that you're able to do something like that, that's another piece of the pie, I think, that you can start offering and
Yeah.
focusing on that market.
And let me tell you, being in Utah, I've changed things around because I get more LDS women that come to me because they're married to the most toxic narcissist men in the world.
Yeah.
And
Amazing.
their husbands can't figure out why their women open up to me and just cry. And I was like, because you don't listen to them and they'll pay me double just to be a sounding board.
Because I let them.
Yeah. So, yeah, and even when I did my presentation on, do you believe in hypnosis? Let me give you an example. You're reading your scriptures because that resonates with all the LDS people. You're reading your scriptures, you start at the top of the page, you get to the bottom. When you get to the bottom, did you ever go, hey, what the heck did I just read? Because I had thoughts coming into my mind. And those are the examples that I use. It's your audience. You cater to your audience.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
but for the homework, I know you mentioned homework. What I did was, thank you, honey. I created a bridge audio to give them in between weeks, a meal tracker, not a meal plan. I just want a meal tracker.
Right. Yeah.
Tell me what you're eating and what time, because I don't want people eating after 6 or 7, because then I start talking about emotional eating. Are you bored?
Right.
Did somebody piss you off?
Yeah.
Understand why you're eating versus what you're eating. And then we just added, like 12 healthy smoothies. Make these smoothies, put some spinach in there, blah, 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 this and that. Don't use it as a meal replacer unless it just fills you up. Throw a suggestion in there, and unless it just gives you enough fuel to get from your next meal or to your next meal.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of different strategies you can use.
Yeah.
So just think about what you would do. You got 10 extra pounds and you want to lose it. What would you do? So
I don't know where I'd be.
what
doing
I
it.
do is I stop eating. So
Yeah.
I actually do, and I know James, I talked to James about this. What do they call it?
Intermittent fasting.
Yep, autography. So and I don't eat after
Autophagy.
6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Autophagy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
what
get
we're
home
looking
till
for.
8 o'clock. That's when I eat.
But the time clock switches with you, right? So if you don't get home till 6 o'clock, then you don't eat at 7 o'clock in the morning. I don't eat until after 9 o'clock in the morning, and I stop eating at 6. And
So what's your
sometimes
10-hour window, 8-hour
Yeah.
window?
but it's different for everybody. I start them off with, hey, stop eating after 9 until 9 in the morning,
Yeah.
a 12-hour
Yeah.
window.
Mhm.
So, and it works different because some people have kids and husbands and,
Yeah.
and wives that they have to feed. So
Mhm.
just have them, don't give them an out though.
Yeah.
If they say, I can't, well, if you could, what would it look like?
Right.
From what hour to what hour?
Yeah.
Because if they find an excuse, if they can get out of it, they'll find an excuse.
Yeah. Me too. That's why I'm
So-
here making videos.
Yeah. So.
Cool. Good stuff.
Sean has typed up a bunch of the suggestions into the chat if you want to copy
Yeah,
the
that's
chat.
great. Thank you.
You can just download it if you click on the 3 little dots. There'll be an option to save chat. the kebab down towards the bottom.
Where are the three dots on my phone?
Okay, so you know where you would type a message to
Phone
to
is
say something?
difficult to save
Oh,
the
on your
chat.
phone, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure on a phone.
You know what, Casey, I've got it. I'll email it to you. I think
Okay.
I've still got your email address.
Yeah, that'll work.
Cool.
I gotta get to bed. It's late for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's about that time, so.
See you
Thanks
guys
everybody for
next
coming
week.
and see you next week.
Thanks, you guys.
The
Sounds
illustrious
good.
Bob
We're
will
here
be
if you
back
need us,
next week.
Casey.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, buddy.
All right. We'll see y'all later.
Hey, thanks.
Bye.
See. Yeah, I got it.